POV. You wake up next to me. Joking. Hi, this is who I think.
And Louis. Bluey.
Well, starting a Patreon. The reason for this is we both have BBLs to get and gender reassignment, specifically Louise.
And Lewis?
She just announced a transition. And I'm so ecstatic for her. Basically, if you pay, you can have our numbers, essentially. And we'll all be on a group chat and we can all kiki kaka there. And then you can request videos because we keep getting DMs, people asking us to film videos for their friends. Anything else I need to tell you? Don't do drugs. Quit smoking, don't smoke. Yeah, see that?
What are they?
Look at Sue's slide. What the?
They're not my boyfriend.
What the fuck is that? That is peak Hackney, guys. Fucking.
I don't know where they're from. Where are they from? Are they like a brand?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just looking at. They look like an interior designer's.
They're my boyfriend's
condom
for the house. Shout out, Bill.
Shout out, Bill.
Love you, Bill.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Lou. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Welcome to Straight to Eva.
Welcome. Why is it called that?
Because I'm straight.
And
Say it.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm a diva.
God, you should be at Soho Theatre, you. Acting away.
I dare fool. I'm tangled.
You're not.
How are you doing? How's your week going?
Babe, is that only recording on one track?
No, I've just got it zoomed in.
Oh, okay.
There
Who else
go.
panicked? Who else is a music producer?
Oi, who else went to BIM Music?
Speaking of, where's Sophie at?
She'll appear.
She'll appear.
The little beg.
Little beggy.
How's your week going?
Yeah, really nice.
Yeah. Not convincing at all.
Yeah, really nice. I'm having a nice week, but I'm having like a long, hard week.
Mm-hmm.
I nearly died in a car crash, but we'll get onto that later. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm really good actually.
Yeah.
I think I'm on a come down from, like, not literally a drug come down, but a come down from I love my wife.
Yeah.
Which I think went great, but just adjusting back to normal life after people coming up to you and recognising you is hard.
It's so hard.
But the good peeps in my local cafe brought me back down to earth.
Yeah.
They were like, shut the fuck up about your fucking podcast.
You absolute bell.
Tell us the name of it, and so we can listen to it, and then you never talk about it again. But no, I've had a good week.
Good.
Where do you want to start today?
Should we just do car crash, get her out of the way?
I think so. I think now you've dropped that in, we should probably address it.
So I obviously bought a Fiat 500, as everybody knows, which was actually the really nice thing.
The problem started there.
Yeah. So I bought a Fiat 500. I've been driving it around, and then me and my boyfriend my boyfriend was performing at hay-on-wye festival.
Which, for context, for anyone who's not from the UK or doesn't know what hay-on-wye festival is, it's like a writers' festival. Yeah. It's quite intellectual. It's quite Radio 4.
It was very that. Someone described it as the sale rail of Martin Warehouse. So it's very that. So we went there and he absolutely smashed it. But when we were on our way there, I was driving and I haven't driven on a motorway for 8 years, since I was 18. So I was like, that's fine. So he was like guiding me through it, talking me through it. Hey,
Slower.
Faster. And it was going all lovely. We were driving, don't know where we were, and bearing in mind it was raining, like really, really hard, but it was fine. And I was just driving along. I was in the fast. I was getting a bit cocky because I was like, oh, people are going like 80. I want to go 80, vroom vroom. So I was doing that, and I was in like the fast lane. Shit you not, genuinely, God knows what happened to me. A car, maybe 20 meters in front, maybe even less, starts spinning. From the slow lane into the fast lane, spinning. I shit you not. Could have been in the air. I can't really remember. That starts spinning. I start screaming. Bearing in mind, I am on the wheel. Me, basically just passed my test because it's been 8 years since I've drove. Like, it's spinning. I scream. Bill looks up from his phone. He's like, brake! And I'm braking.
Cheers,
I'm braking.
Bill.
Yeah, thanks,
Cheers.
Bill. So I'm braking. And then I just have to fast and furious. I fucking swerve from the fast lane on a motorway to the slow lane, swerve out. We've passed it. So then we immediately start laughing. And then, like, yeah. So then Bill plays Break My Soul by Beyonce. Bearing in mind, a crash has just happened behind us, in front of us. We just swerved, it crashed. We could have died. And the worst bit is...
Get on your toes.
Get on, bro. Yeah, it was horrible. And then we passed it, so we survived it. But the thing that I is one of those people that, like, I don't register things as they're happening. I'm a register after. So we're driving along and I'm like, oh my God, we literally could have died. The only thing I thought of was insurance as well. So that would have been my last thought, was like, shit, my insurance. We start driving off. Beyonce goes off, and then the laughter stops. And then we just kind of like, then I go really...
When the fun stops, stop.
And then we like slow down. And then I'm in a slow lane. I'm going to stay in the slow lane for a bit. And then I'm like, nah. And then it just like, it completely hits it. We could have died. That's not normal. That doesn't happen on the motorway. That's never happened to me in my life. And yeah, the first time on the motorway behind the wheel that happens, Bill's like, start to play my music to listen to my new songs. I'm glum. Glum was the word. I was like this. I was like, I'm not driving anymore. So we pulled up, got a takeaway, not a takeaway, but we got some fast food, and then Bill jumped behind the wheel.
Not even your own music could save you at that
No,
point.
Exactly.
I love how that's what
he was like, oh, that was good.
That's how Bill's mind went to. It's like, what
do you play, a narcissist?
My narcissistic girlfriend in this?
Herself.
Like, I need to give her some adrenaline, dopamine hit.
Herself.
Let me play. Yeah, right.
No, because he hasn't listened to my new song. Like, he hasn't listened to the new one that we wrote the other day.
Yeah.
Which I love very, very much. And so he played at the end. I was just like this. I was actually biting my nail. And like, we pulled up at the station. And he was like, that was really good. And I was like, I know. And I was there. And then just like throughout the whole weekend, it followed me. And I was crying the next day in the food court on my own, because I think it just like hit. Like, I was like, I think that's a huge thing, to be like a bit like
It's a near-death experience, Sue.
Which I've never experienced.
And Bill was out there shouting, "Break!" He's probably learned that from.
No, I don't know if I would have braked. Like, I don't know if I was.
You
braking.
would have.
He's
learned it from playing cricket in leafy West London, when it's like, when they go catch. It's like, yes,
obviously.
Thank you.
No, but he saved my life, and then he took over the driving for the rest of the weekend, which I desperately needed, because I was like, fuck off.
Oh.
But I'm driving home today, so it's fine.
He stepped up.
He was the father that stepped up. Damn hard. So yeah, and then the weekend was interesting from there.
How do you... like, I've never had a near-death experience. How long is it still sitting with you now?
It sat with me yesterday. Like I said, I got quite teary. I had to ring my bestie Laura and my sister, because I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and then you meant to carry on, and then we were like glamping. So we're like in this fucking, what's it called? Like teepee thing. We're in this teepee in this gorgeous double bed thing. Like, we could have died today.
This is like Entourage or 90210, but you're a podcaster in East London.
Yeah.
My life is so crazy and fucked up.
I'm at that time, like, obviously it was like Bill and like his team and all that. So they were all doing stuff, and I was just like, I could have died yesterday, and now I'm in a random place in North Wales, like braining out.
With a bunch of Oxbridge writers. Well,
just like basically Bill's family came in the morning, and like we were together, and that was so lovely. And then shout out Joe. Joe listens to this. Shout out Joe.
Shout out Joe.
Love you, Joe. And we had the best time. And then there was just a couple hours where I was alone, and I was like, oh, here's the intrusive thoughts. And then I really lost it.
You should have died there.
Yeah, maybe that would have been easier for everyone.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really grasp how serious it was when you were texting me.
Yeah.
Or when you posted it on
my story,
on your Finsta.
But what was really nice was there were so many requests going, not like vroom vroom bitch, 500 girls for the win and shit like this. And I was like, I genuinely could have died.
Yeah. No, but that's how you know it's a true friend. They're not like, oh my God, hope you're okay.
Oh no, they weren't friends, they're viewers. So shout out to you girls. It was in my requests. Everyone was like, vroom vroom bitch, 500.
Did it like?
Which I'm like, that's nice that you remember that.
Yeah. How could they forget?
And then
it's the most iconic
Tom
frame.
Rasmussen messaged me being like, wait, because I put it on my Instagram, and they were like, wait, have you just uploaded this story still driving? Obviously not, Tom. Like, love you, girl, but I was scared for my life. But wouldn't that have been fierce if I nearly crashed?
Nearly crashed.
And I was like, nearly crashed. So actually, Tom, that brought me a lot of joy.
You could handle that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that past you.
I wouldn't put it past me either, but did it like... I feel like when people talk about near-death experiences, they're like,
either like it made me more grateful to be alive, or it's like changed my like
perspective.
I'm like, now I know I need to do this, like, because if my life ended tomorrow, then like how could I live with the regret of not putting my whole self into hosting a podcast.
Yeah, no, I suppose it hasn't changed much. It really did trigger like the fact that you're treading. What are you drinking, by the way?
Carrot juice today, guys.
Carrot juice. He's bought one for me and I'm not having it. It's down there.
Take your health seriously.
Chat.
We're in Hackney right now.
I have took my health seriously.
Chat.
Yeah, chat, please. But no, I do it more. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the car crash, and then I think that was why I had a cry. I tell you what actually made me cry. Basically, you get these free lunch tickets for like green room people. So obviously I was with like
Thai buffet or something.
Yeah, like buffet. I go like I haven't eaten all day. I go like 4 p.m. right because I have a call management, shout out management, and I have a call and I go there at 4. Obviously it's off from 3:30 to 5:30. It's not on. So that was a straw that actually broke my camel's back. I am the camel. My straw got broke by the fact that there was no buffet on. I walked fucking out. I could have died. There's no buffet. I'm gonna kill myself. I wish I died. I wish I fucking died. So then I cried.
I'm here in fucking Wales, surrounded by BBC wankers. What the fuck are we doing?
A lovely time. Also, though, I did have a lovely time with my beautiful boyfriend and his fam. So
you weren't doing Vox Pop at hay-on-wye.
No, they wouldn't have wanted to talk to me. Ash Sarkar was there though.
Was she?
Yeah, Sean's there in a couple of days.
God,
so shout out Sean.
I like
how we
Ash
talk about
Sarkar.
Sean so much more than like anybody else. It goes like Malala, then Sean, and then us. Also, people missed. Did you see the Malala comments? People missed the Malala saga.
What? People missed it? As in
they're just
our own viewers missed?
Yeah, us not talking about Malala.
Well, fucking pay attention to the literature. Have I said it on the podcast before? I think we are the anti-intellectual version of Ash and Moya's podcast.
Do you know what? And I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're good divas. I love Moya.
They're like talking about how dating apps are inherently capitalist. We're talking about
we're getting paid
by the dating apps to say like horrible jokes.
Yeah. But then they're getting paid to be at festivals.
Different strokes for different folk, but we're everyday people. Sorry.
So what would you like to talk about? Sexy Lady 1235. That's his Habbo name, by the way.
Well, we're not done on, or are we done on hay-on-wye? I thought you wanted to talk about, that was a little...
What, and then me having a breakdown?
No, about, like, intellectualism feeling out of place.
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go into it. I talked to myself about
double
this.
Up.
Yeah.
Double up! Run it back!
Yeah. I'm definitely moving into a new chapter in our life. No, but I am. No, but like, as you are.
You said this every episode.
Yeah,
for like 8 weeks. Start the chapter, start reading.
Okay, fine.
It's a transitional phase for me.
Phase, girl, please. But anyway, it's another one of those things like intellectualism. I feel as though I'm finally in rooms in which I've always wanted to be in, and I know why I'm there, and it's not imposter syndrome. However, when people turn around to you and they ask like, who are you reading, or what art do you like, or where do you like to eat, and you're meant to say these like amazing places that you know because you're an intellectual too. Bitch, I grew up northern middle class, fair dues, it was middle class. I grew up in mining town that was voted the ugliest village in the UK like 3 years running. I grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere. No art, we all had flat pack furniture. Like I moved to London, I'm running for this thing. I'm finally in the room because I've been working really hard for it. And then I'm expected to know things about like the 1920s gay writers. And I'm like,
I went
what
to
the
BIM.
fuck? I went to BIM. I know who Tommy Fury is and Molly May. Like I don't like.
I know how to do signal flow processing.
Yeah. I'm bussing the channel. But I feel like that's the thing. Like, it's just kind of like, what are you talking about? Like, not what you talk about, but it makes me, what it is I'm waiting to find my new, like, thing.
Right.
Whereas I feel like my thing this whole time was, like, music and, like, making it work. And now it's, like, finally happening. And then this is happening. And, like, you know, people are coming to the gigs that we don't know, and that's really lovely, and thank you for coming. But it's like finally happening, and I can't wait for where that goes. But like, what comes with that also is like people expect you to, or you're just finally in rooms with people who have had like years and years of like freedom and money to explore what life can be. And it's like, one thing that I know, it sounds so silly, but like I earn not a lot of money, but I earn a bit more money that like I'm like, oh, I can take myself out for a nice meal. Bitch, I don't know where to go. So much so that I just don't go out. I don't know where to go. And no one's like, and I'm just kind of like, and I know it sounds so stupid, but I'm like, does anyone else feel this? Is it like, am I insane? Like, I feel like it's not an imposter syndrome because I know exactly why I'm here.
Yeah.
It's more like, is it a class thing? Like, is it like, I don't know. Like, I'm just kind of like, the way I grew up was, it was just kind of like, it was flat back furniture and getting by and eating like meals that my mum and dad could cook. That was it.
Yeah.
Like, and then we'd go out for a meal. But if we went out for a meal, it'd be like Pizza Express, which is, again, is fierce. And we were like lucky enough to be able to go to Pizza Express.
Yeah.
Like, and that felt like a luxury. And then now I'm in this place where I'm just kind of like, I can go to like really fancy places if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But fuck knows where to go. Like, I don't know. Like, it's really strange. It's really, really strange.
So not to get all intellectual on the anti-intellectual podcast, but any sociologists in the chat, because I studied sociology briefly at uni, this is something that a guy called Pierre Bourdieu touches on very well.
Yeah.
And you're not alone. Let's start there. You're not alone. So he has this theory of habitus.
Yeah.
And habitus basically explains how upper class people like become comfortable in an upper class lifestyle, and it's, as you say, it's not just about economic. Yeah. Because as you say, relative to where you were like you had a nice life.
Yeah, 100%.
But there's loads of other forms of capital that aren't just money. There's like social capital. There's like what you eat. Yeah. There's who you socialize with. There's like, so for example, like if you go to a private school in London, it's not just like the wealth advantage you have. It's like how much, it's all the immeasurables, like how much more likely you are to get like an internship because you know someone
there,
or like even like how much more comfortable you feel like in certain situations, like maybe a job interview or something, like or elite institutions. And then there's also like art, culture, food, as you're pointing out, and it's like, by the sounds of it, you're just adjusting to like something that you're not used to, basically. Yeah,
I think it's also that I'm actually reading a book. I just read a book called Change by Edward Louis. Yeah, gay writer. Okay, I've read loads of his, but like it's literally about him. Essentially, like he writes about how like kind of like rough his life was as a working class person in France, and like this book is basically about him writing about how like he did everything in his power to ensure that he was going to get out of that situation, and did, like, and like basically essentially like in many ways he's quite confused as to what he did for his career and what he did as for friendship, and like what he did, do you know what I mean? And it all blends into one, and then you start thinking like that because you're like, am I doing this for that or whatever? And it's like, no, I'm not. It's just happened that way. But then you go and you internalize, and then you go into like these like into these awful, dreadful mindsets, which was something I had done while I was crying at home, to be quite frank with you, because it's been on my mind for a long time, where you feel like you're just out of place.
Identity crisis as well.
Yeah, identity crisis, and just you're out of place. And then I'm like, I'm meant to enjoy this. However, I'm like, everyone must see that I stick out like a sore thumb, and you're just like constantly there, even communicating with like, no offense, but like everybody that I know in London went to private school. Yeah. The only person who didn't go to private school was my boyfriend. Yeah. Like everybody else that I know. Yeah. That I haven't known from uni has been to private school. Yeah, it's
especially rife in the arts.
Yeah, and like it's just kind of like I didn't, and I didn't, and my accent, like people like, where are you from? And then I have to like every time like I explain that I'm actually from Derby, but Derby's a bit gross, and then I actually say that I'm Nottingham because that's where I kind of cut my teeth. But now my parents live in Preston, and then it's kind of like, so then I have like this mixture of an accent, and it's just like this whole thing, and then you're like, I don't know, I found it quite, it's been like a buzz at the back of my mind. They're like bubbles up. And like, I just think at the minute, it's just like very much there because I know why I'm in the room, and I love the jobs that I'm like getting, and that it's things that I've dreamed of forever. But now that I'm here, I'm like, Why do I feel so dreadful?
Because the game is always going to be designed, I don't know how you escape it. It's always going to be designed in favor of the majority group.
Yeah.
Because they feel more comfortable, and they feel like Bourdieu described it as feel for the game. Described it as like a great sports person when they're great at their sport because they're not playing, they're not thinking consciously, much like a great performance isn't conscious. And people who have kind of gone, people who are from London, went to private school, they're in their element. Yeah. Whereas like anyone else is adjusting to that element. And it's not even just a class thing, it's like, I feel like anyone who moves from one area as an 18-year-old to another area, quite often they, especially when it's like different countries, they end up feeling like they belong to neither identity, and you're just kind of in this grey area. Do you feel like that?
A tiny bit, yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, like...
Well, from the outside, you're adjusting great to London clout life, honey. You're doing great.
I do feel like it. Like, I don't know, like, I am, spoiler alert, moving to East London soon. Like, I am. And like it's and even then, like, it's like that's a completely different place of like where I know, like I've been a South Diva this whole time. But again, that's like again, I'm not saying that as like a negative thing. I'm so excited to move here, moving in with my boyfriend. Like, it's crazy. Like, love is love. Yeah. Canal. But like I don't know. I don't know. I think if I really like try to, so essentially I'm going back to therapy. Yay!
Here we go again.
But I know I decided yesterday, like, I actually need to go back.
Oh, great.
I think they're like thoughts that I can't keep in my head, and they also don't really concern anybody else. Like, it is just like a me thing. Yeah. Because it's not even a worth thing. Like, I know why I'm here. I know that I'm good at what I do. It's just more like, you just feel like, you're like, oh. Yeah. I don't have anything to say. And so you then, so for example, with hay-on-wye, another thing that I was saying to you earlier, we went, basically, if you don't know what hay-on-wye is, it's basically this town that is like, just full of bookshops, essentially. I went to like 6 bookshops, couldn't find one book to read. The only book I did find that I wanted was a children's book that was 10 pages long called The Women Who Changed the Kids into Birds. And it was just desperately sad, and I just wanted it. But that was the only thing that I saw that I was like, fierce. But like, you know, to like go, I don't like reading old things either. I don't care. It's done and it's old. And then do you know when someone like, this is a classic, like I read a gay classic called A Dancer in the Dance once, and though it was written beautifully, it was extremely racist, and I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I don't want to read that.
You haven't read Stoner?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You haven't read Catcher in a Rye? No. Like, no, I don't want to. No. Sorry. Like, I want to read Love and Exile by Sean Fay. Like, Again. No, but shout out Sean. But like, I want to read new things, and like where everybody is now and how the world is now. Like, I enjoy new, like, unless people make art that is timeless, like when you think of like Lou Reed and when you think of like David Bowie, like I listen to those people and then read writers like that. But when books don't stand the test of time and they're a classic but no one really knows about them, I'm like, girl, that ain't a classic. That's you being different. And I don't give a fuck.
I just think we're not built like that.
We're not built like that,
and that's fine. We've
been having to chase the new and be the new for so long, and now that we're the new and we've been so focused on the fucking new, that I'm just kind of like, now you expect me to go back and be able to reference some like fucking pre-Raphaelite painter. Yeah. Girl, I could pre-Raphaelite on my dick. Like, I couldn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
We have rotted our brains too much.
I don't think we have. I think we've just been on the ball. We've been new. It'll stay new. Like, we have careers in which that like we have to be on the ball. This is a weekly podcast where we talk about what's happened in the week. If you don't know what's happened in the week, we're fucked. Yeah. So now I can't sit back and find out what happened in 1920s. Yeah. To some fag.
Yeah, but some people can do both. But
some people aren't as busy as me.
Yeah.
Some, like, true. Do you know what I mean? It's like and then also.
But they make a big fucking song and dance out about it. We see you reading the book on your Instagram story. Chill.
Yeah, I see you in Underfield sat on a bench.
You took out a highlighter.
Yeah.
Thanks for drawing the lines. I'm not going to read it. This is an Instagram story.
Like it's the same with music. There's always that musician that like you're at afters and she's like, she plays something she heard on NTS and it's like some like 1970s Amsterdam.
My God. It goes
B-side.
back to nostalgia.
And you're just kind of like, babe, you're different.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, you're different. You are so different, Eva. You.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone like you before. And there's not going to be anyone else like you before. Like, this is crazy.
Oh my
like,
God, you're playing the Daruti column?
Yeah, oh my God. You're playing the Dorito Club? Like,
you're playing Bossa Nova on NTS?
You're joking.
That's incredible. Yeah, it's like, why is there an immediate, like, oh, this is cooler, this is of more value if it's old as fuck?
Like, I don't care. I don't care. Have you heard Brat the Remix album? Did everyone watch the Party For You video?
Live in the moment.
Have you heard how good of a bridge it is on Chapel Roan fucking Good Luck Babe? When you wake up next to him, like, girl, wake up and live in the now, bitch. Please.
What was the bridge on the Olivia Rodrigo song that was so good? Oh, fuck, I can't remember it. Second album. Jake Shane did a video about it. It was really great. Anyway,
I can't remember.
I completely agree with you.
So that's it.
But actually, that was one thing I was going to say. When we started the podcast, you were like, yeah, I read 100 pages of a book today. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I love to read, but I've stopped reading because I'm just like, I don't know what to read. I don't know who, I genuinely.
Where are the thinkers?
Where are the thinkers? I'm literally here thinking too much. But like, I don't know what to read. I don't know whether I need to go back and revisit all the club classics.
You don't have to do anything.
And the new classic, Iggy Azealia. Speaking of, that is one of the best pop albums of all time. I know she might not be the best rapstress in the world, but the new classic is such
really
fancy.
Well, I know
New
that's
bitch.
the only thing I know that's on it.
Black Widow.
Yeah, you're just saying
Goddess. Fuck love,
like we
give
bring
me
in
diamonds.
88 back.
Work. What can man in Louis Vuitton? Bounce.
But I walk a mile where I'm from.
And she's
Australia.
Like, she's like appropriating in the bounce video. Break it, wake it, make it bounce.
She's appropriating the
all
whole
the time. Yeah, we love her though. I can't lie, Iggy. Shout out Iggy.
Is she still releasing?
She came back, did an album called Clap Back, because I went like this and I clap back. Iggy said, they say Iggy trying to act black. I'm like, well, you are Iggy, but like we love you. But like, and then she did a clap back, and then she did Sally Walker. Little Sally Walker walking down the street. She didn't know what to do, so she jumped in front of me. I said, "Go, girl, get it, girl, get it." It is actually quite hard. And
Little Sally Walker.
oh, and she did Thanks I Get. This some more fucking thanks I get. This some more fucking thanks I get. I'm the truth say, if I do say, I actually quite like that album. But like, it's just good pop music.
It just wouldn't happen now.
Oh, absolutely not. When you watch her XXL freestyle, it's like she just like comes on after all these people rap. She's just there with her old nose, like doing it all big.
Oh,
bless her.
Bless her.
Shout out the big nose girls.
Shout out the big nose girls.
Too.
And
Right, should be funny. We've just done classism for ages.
Yeah, good though.
Yeah, enjoyed it. Thanks for listening, guys.
Do you want to? Oh my god, do you want to do art school projects?
Yeah.
Have you done any? Shall I just
What, in
read you
my
out
life?
mine?
Yeah, you read yours and I'll see if I can chime in.
So just like art school projects, everyone knows about them. I feel like they're always relentlessly trying to be different, unique, because fairly so, that's arguably how we progress the art form, is that we make something that hasn't been made before.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes
That shit.
it just goes too far. So I've written some like art school project ideas that
you did? Okay.
No, just that like I've been kind of drafting up myself. It's me masturbating, but it's actually about battling sexual conservatism.
That's probably already been done at CSM.
I've made a condom out of Rizzlers, but the Rizzlers say not in my back garden on them.
It's fucking stupid. I'm obsessed.
I've made a rug out of cig butts for...
That's your mate.
I've made a... Oh shit.
Your mate did that.
Cut!
Chat. Your mate did that. He was literally telling us about that 2 weeks ago.
I'm exploring queer desire through the medium of empty iron brew cans. I found the cans all collapsed in different ways, much like my penis. Oh, this is shit. Let's cut this.
I'm enjoying it.
I'm exploring queer desire through the medium of empty iron brew cans.
What, in the Chucky McLeod?
I found that the cans all collapsed in different ways, much like my penis did in various sexual encounters.
That's beautiful.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And I like it.
Yeah.
I think if it was me, I'd get a can of hot dogs
This is good. I'm warming.
Open them.
What'd you do with them?
Just like put them in places and call it the tuck away. And then be like, find the hot dog. And then when they find the hot dog, I'll be like, you've just found a trans woman's penis, like stop looking. Or something like that. Or then you just start shouting JK.
Wiener!
JK! 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 Stop looking! You freak! You freak!
Panic word. Safe word. JK, 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 JK.
And ooh, and ooh.
Pussy boots queen. Okay, moving on nicely. So I think, what's the best and the worst thing about being a trans woman?
Worst thing is being aware in a serious way. Worst thing is probably... Worst thing is probably being in spaces in which you shouldn't be in. And then you're just kind of like, oh my God, like, help. But that can even be like gay spaces, just be like, oh my God, I don't know anyone here, shit, kind of thing.
Right.
And like the insecurities that come with that. Best thing...
What are the top hitters for those spaces?
Oh no, worst thing is actually going into the toilet. Like I actually hate that at the minute. Like I do like have to psych myself up. Like I do actually hate that.
Yeah.
And I literally run out. I put sunglasses on, put headphones in, so no one can say anything to me, and I just go in and go right.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's actually Peaky Blinders at the minute. Lol. So probably that, and then
if you're ever with me and it's just us two, I will come in with you.
I'm like, she's a woman, for God's sake.
Stand back.
Stand back, please. Stand back. It's so scary. And then
Celebrity.
And then probably the best thing is, I think the language.
Yeah.
I think the trans lingo.
Being at the forefront of culture.
Yeah, and I feel like it's been given to us by black trans women, and we all follow suit as pop culture usually does. And I think it's an honour to know many black women and trans women of colour and be able to learn from them and learn what it means to be a good person and a sister. See, that's what she does. She just puts my hand in her mouth like that. That's what she does. And then
While she was giving such a beautiful answer.
I know. And then she licks me. She gives me a kiss.
Oh!
Yeah. We're besties. So yeah, probably that. What's the worst thing about being a trans woman? What's the best and worst thing about being a straight man?
The worst thing is being excluded from when straight white women say, I made this for the girls, gays, and theys.
That's the worst thing.
That's the worst thing, because I was like, please.
Make something for me.
I'm not bored of you saying girls, gays, and theys at all.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that phrase used a million times.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you bored of girls, gays, and theys yet?
Yeah, I think I'll do like ladies and gentlemen in my set, and then I'm like, and then I'll do the straights as well, and the straights if you're good, and then the good straights.
Lads, trads, and hags.
Yeah. But also.
And the best thing about being a straight man is the innate respect you get just automatically for the sound of your voice. It's insane.
Really?
Yeah, like...
If you got a deep voice.
Actually, going back to habitus... God, shut the fuck up. We get it, you did sociology. Fucking hell. But another thing about inherited, like, habitus, confidence amongst posher kids, people that went to private school, especially boys. I noticed it in workplaces and, like, uni seminars. The confidence that posh boys have to talk in front of a group of people
is like trying.
Is crazy compared to everyone else. And everyone else, generally, with obvious exceptions, is like just naturally a lot more nervous. But the second you get to the posh boy, they will not shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's obnoxious and they're overdoing it. But nevertheless, you are like, the platform is there. It's like, speak, deep voiced man, posh deep voiced man, speak, please.
Please say something. And kiss us all.
But yeah.
Yeah.
How long do you think the word diva has left? We might have spoken about this
diva,
on
it's probably already gone, I think.
Someone
I've really stopped saying
someone
diva.
asked me today, will you change the name of the podcast when like Diva becomes like Slay? I said I don't think we will. I think
because I think Diva is timeless, and but also, it will be stopped being used by boring people.
Yeah,
because it's a trend to you. It's a lifestyle for us. You get to know they're boring. It's like the same as Slay. Slay still works.
It's also
in the community that it's from. Like you just think it's the trend.
I think it's also like Diva. Slay is more unique. Like its sole use and definition is in queer life.
Yeah.
Diva has more. The society's known about Diva for ages.
Yeah,
it had its meaning.
Yeah.
It has been popularized through queer culture.
Yeah.
Again, to mean a slightly different thing. But like, it's also been around, so it's more. It's more trend resistant.
Yeah, and I do just think I'm like, yeah, I think it is trend resistant, but then I think like trans and like POC and like AAVE is like, it's not a trend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's some
Hell
people's
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, you know,
but
that's not a trend. Just as
but do you think?
But like Miss Thing, I've been saying Miss Thing since I was 16.
Yeah.
Because I learned online from my community that is like words that like we use, and I've been using Slay since I was 16, and like Diva, like we've been using those. Fair dues, they come more in and people use them more, but like they're things that you heard. Fierce as well, like they're timeless words. But they'll always be timeless words. They might be trendy for some people, but they're not for others.
Okay, but I'm gonna
Queen, hey Queen.
I'm gonna counter. Is Slay timeless?
Yes,
it is.
I think so. I think it comes from the clubs. I think it comes from like ballroom.
No, for sure. But like, do you think I would say, but who the fuck am I to say that it's out of fashion right now?
Well, it is
right
out
now.
of fashion right now. Yeah, and just
because
as much
it became
as Divas
because
go.
it became too
but then this
normal.
is the thing. But then it was in the 80s. It was in Women Not in Vogue. Do you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like
it'll come back.
It'll come back.
Yeah.
But then it's just kind of like, we don't want you back. Fuck you. And I'm not the mouthpiece, please. But like, I'm not the mouthpiece.
I'm not the mouthpiece.
I'm not the mouthpiece, but I just know that like
I'm a podcaster.
But like, it's like I understand and see that like it's from a community in which I'm like close with and in. Obviously not POC. But
shout out though.
Yeah, shout out. But like, it is that like we need to like pay our like dues to those people.
I do diligence.
Yeah, I do diligence. The language in which that we all use and can call trendy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a trend; it's people's existence.
Yeah.
So,
well said.
Thank you.
You're an activist. Before we okay, sweet. I have open house written down.
Oh my fucking God.
So, for context, me and Sue watched a show on Channel 4 the other night.
I literally begged Louis to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you, like my sister says.
Yeah, why don't you say, because you got it recommended it.
Right,
I have watched it before as well, ages ago, like one off. But
I got recommended it at... Oh, where was that? I was on a shoot and someone was like, have you watched Open House? I was like, no. And then my sister was like, I literally got a text from my sister at like when I was asleep at like 12 a.m. being like, if there's one thing I can ask you to do, it's to watch Open House. And I was like, what the fuck is Open House? So anyway, we filmed last week.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? And I was like, okay, Louis, we actually need to watch this. And we started watching it. It is fucking insane. And the thing is, it's not even insane in a sense of it's like, poly people exist, we of course know that.
Yeah,
open relationships exist, we of course know that.
But round them all up in a house.
But round them all up in a house with men who are just cheating on their girlfriends and then make them do like fuck. This man goes in on the
some
first
therapist
like,
from God knows where. It's like, how does that make? Are you sure you're comfortable with
yeah,
your?
and she's just like.
And are you sure you're comfortable with your man fucking 5 women at once?
5 women.
While you listen from your bedroom window.
Bedroom window, he fucked them all, and then the next morning, and then he comes back. She's like, "How many? How did it go?" He's like, 6 of them. And she was like, "You're taking the piss." He was like, 6 of them. So she starts crying. Next morning, she's like, "Oh yeah, maybe I want to do it too."
This poor girl.
This poor girl who's now pregnant. It reveals at the end of the show. So she's stuck to this absolute dickhead for life. Yeah, she's pregnant.
Wait, sorry. I feel like we didn't actually properly explain. So basically, monogamous couples.
Want to open their relationship.
Want to open up their relationship, so they go to this house in the country, like nice house.
Yeah, gorgeous house.
And there's basically a bunch of Clark professionals there.
Yeah.
Professional Clarters.
Professional pussy.
Who are like, come hang out with us. We're the absolute experts.
We're easy.
In fucking.
No shade.
Yeah.
Everyone is like coming up to these couples just being like, would you like to go outside and fuck?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, it's literally that, which I rate.
There was so many points of it where we were like, like we were both agreeing that like when it's fun and it's sexy, it's like je ne sais quoi. It's like, is this happening? Is this not happening? There is no je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, it's just like, would you like to come outside and then maybe we can go to a yurt and shag?
It's like, okay, we've had one drink, let's go fuck in the marquee.
That is it. Yeah, and we were just saying how like that. If the minute someone did that to me, I'd literally be like the opposite.
And they're not talking about anything apart from
exactly. I'd be so stressed. Anyway, this other girl goes in with her boyfriend who she's been with since she was 17 and married to. She goes in because she thinks she fancies women. She ends up on TV getting eaten out in an eaten out triangle by these two women. Come in on TV. You hear it, you see it. And then she comes back and he's like, oh, does that mean you don't want to have sex with me? She was like, no, it's just more sensual with women. Like, you just said that to a man you've been with for 10 years, that women are more sensual. Like, that's insane. Anyway, so then he's like, I want to get involved. He's like this spare party who just thought he was going to get a threesome. He's shitting it. Takes this girl in, and then he just ends up fucking his girlfriend while this girl's having a wank next to him. Bear in mind, me and Louie just sat watching it like, what?
It was so funny because that couple came in, pair of Scousers, they've been together, they're high school sweethearts.
And we see his dick.
And he's giving it the fucking big, and he's like...
Speaking on her behalf.
Yeah, exactly. And the therapist literally has to stop him and go like, can you just shut the fuck up one second? He's like, sorry. She's just nervous, so I like to speak for her. And it's like, all right. Anyway... They're there because of her by curiosity. Yeah. And he's just like, well, I'm obviously not going to fucking complain, am I? Me bird wants to shag all the birds. Fucking class. And then, turns out the two girls that she's talking to like have no interest in him.
Yeah, and then he's like, where's my girl gone?
Like, where is she?
Yeah, where's my girl gone?
And he starts choking up, bless him. And the power dynamic immediately switches from her being this nervous, tentative, mute person
to fucking on TV.
Yeah, to fucking in a triangle. It's crazy. And then the other one, the girl who's this poor woman who's listening from her window to the guy shagging 5 people. The context for them is even crazier. So she walks in on him. The reason they're there is because she walked in on him cheating on her. Which is crazy. Like, I've never even heard of
You break up then.
And her solution to that was to go on this show and to open up their relationship. And you can tell so early on that she has absolutely no interest. While this guy is chatting to 5 girls who are all just like fawning themselves over him. He's by the way, he's the grossest guy.
He looks 40 years old. He looks like a surfer.
Cornish gonorrhea surfer.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd think the salt from the ocean would at least sort out his fucking infection.
Not the only crabs we're talking about here. You know what I mean?
Chomp, chomp. Stomp, stomp.
And she's at this mixer while he's chatting to all these girls, and she just, bless her, she's nervous as fuck. But then, I feel like we both had to eat a bit of humble pie because both couples did end up opening a relationship, and then the recap was fairly positive.
Yeah,
and it's
them
like
all being happy.
They're still hanging out, but who knows?
And being pregnant.
But it's just mad. It's
like mad.
It's like fucking on TV for probably very little money
to find out that you just won a threesome. It would have been no money. And
it's like, you know who they might get paid money. You know who's definitely not getting paid? Are the people, the professional clarters.
Yeah, no, because they are just like,
oh my god, give me my annual leave. There is literally nowhere
in London. Like, it's just kind of like you're doing that. You're like, okay.
Have you ever been to a sex party?
No, I get invited all the time, and people assume.
I get invited.
No, I do. I get invited all the time, and then like I'm just like, girls, you'll not catch me there with dick out swinging. Also, can I just say, you don't have to dress like that. It's really ugly. Everyone in harnesses, I think you look clapped. A pleather boo is awful. It's dreadful. And then like mesh, and all the boys are in like
it's
these
a bit
tight
intense.
White pleather.
Again, there's very little je ne sais quoi.
Yeah,
it's very like, we're gonna fuck.
Yeah, and then you're meant to fuck me in this swing for free. Okay, that's crazy. I've never been that horny.
No.
To go into a room full of people, everyone getting shagged, painting.
Look, I've been horny. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I've been climbing the walls.
But there's something about performing on a swing to multiple other people in a dark, sweaty room.
In a lacy thong
that just doesn't scream sexy to me.
Yeah, I
And no hate to the people that do that.
Do it.
Because I'm actually kind of envious.
I'm not envious at all.
Really?
Yeah, I think it looks awful and
Don't
dreadful.
you think you'd like to have like an orgy if you could?
No.
Really?
No. And it's not that like I'm like thinking, but I love it for people that do it. Like I think it's brilliant. Like if you do it, I think the fashion looks vile.
So you don't want to have an orgy?
No.
Me, you, Bill.
Okay, wait. I didn't realize this question. Yes. No. No. I.
Paul.
Yeah. Laura.
Millie.
That's my sister, by the way, guys. Dreadful. That's dreadful. Awful.
James and Xander playing guitar in the background.
Yeah. But just like the fashion's gross and like, I don't know. It just feels tacky to me.
It's tacky.
It does. Sorry.
Actually, sorry. I don't even know the etymology of that. Where is that from?
Well, nothing. I'm just doing that with my hands. Oh, like waving. I do that. That's how I wave.
Waving.
Yeah, I just think it's like gay waving. She just bit me. She was like, stop.
Sophie, can you fuck off?
Yeah, so you're actually being rudy.
You're being bare hormonal.
See, no, that's what she likes to do. She just likes to put her mouth over my hand and then she just like stands there. She doesn't know what to do.
But she's not properly biting
No,
you.
it's just quite cute.
So sweet.
You look cute. Okay, you do my no. It doesn't not hurt, Soph.
But yeah, Open House, the Great Sex Experiment.
Watch it.
Brilliant TV.
Hugely amazing TV. And there's 3 seasons if you want it.
Yeah. Should we do some Agony Aunts?
Yeah, I'd absolutely love that.
God, this carrot juice is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, it's right.
Hey.
Meow. Oh, gag it.
Oh my God. Let's go.
People are obsessed with me. Anyway. Hi, girls. 30, little faggot. Been dating this... Been dating this guy for almost 3 months who I really fancy. He's a few years older than me, always like older men. Everything was going amazing. Met his friends, his family know about me. Then his avoidant attachment style has come out and pulled away from me. We still haven't had sex since we met. Craving to reconnect with him as I know this would work in an effort to put... I know this would work if the effort is put in. Just want him to pound me and get it over with. Any advice on me? Any advice on making a shy, awkward guy a dom daddy?
Oh, so I thought this... Okay, I thought this was a case of just unrequited love, but he's saying it's a dom...
Well, no, I think it is unrequited love, though. Well, because this person's not replying to them.
Yeah, it doesn't say... But then the finisher was like, how do I make this awkward guy dom me?
I just think he just wants to get fucked.
Yeah.
I think you're on 2 different wavelengths, babe.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that you want a relationship. I think you need to make very clear to him that you just want to get...
Railed.
Yeah.
Railed, ragdolled, baby backdolled.
Came in.
Ran through.
Pregnant. I just spat on you and it's gone in your hair.
Syphilis.
Sorry.
Syphilis.
If that's on camera, just like the spit.
I'm so bad at spitting on people when I speak to them.
Oh
Holy
my God, I'm
fuck.
so bad. It just like stays in my, yeah.
And sometimes...
Do you get the white thing around your
Sometimes
lips?
food. Sometimes food, can you believe?
Food.
Crazy.
Spag bowl.
Crazy. Wait, sorry. Yeah, I think it's like make or break time. I think you need to just say, look,
Yeah, communicate it.
I think you're fit.
You're horny.
Like, maybe don't lead with that being the dom, because it sounds like, yeah, they're awkward, but I think we got bigger fish to fry. It's just like, regardless of sexual roles,
Yeah.
does this person actually want to fuck? So play your hand and see what happens. And you know what's not attractive. You know what will make you lose feelings for this person if they're not interested in you, and you know it. So you're just living in purgatory. That's a bit dark. The grey area. Find out for yourself.
Do you want another one?
I would love another one.
19 tranny, possibly mental breakdown imminent.
Oh.
With tripping balls and psychedelics all weekend. I mean, all weekend.
Oh,
I couldn't stop.
And I mean, like, a lot of
all
trippers.
is in capital letters. And couldn't stop watching the Tate McRae Revolving Door music video. Am I turning into a cis woman? Brackets derogatory. Firstly, we don't slag off cis women. Not in my... No, not in this house. Sorry, no. We love cis women.
What if they're posh cis women?
Yeah, who are transphobic. Fine. Derogatory. But we love cis women.
No,
in
we
this
love
house.
cis women. More than... or less than trans women?
I love them all the same. All women are women. All women are the women. All women are women.
Not in my name.
All women are women. All women are women.
No, seriously, we love all women.
No, seriously, we love
cis
all women in
trans
this house. We literally do. It's so beautiful. But it sounds like you need to get off the drugs. Babe.
What? Sorry.
Tripping all weekend. And
What is cis about this? Trippers and Tate McRae music
No,
video?
they feel like a cis woman because of it. Because it's Addison Rae. Because you're high or because...
Yeah, I don't fully follow. What are we limiting trippers for the cis women?
I don't think you should trip.
Yeah, just... I mean, you kind of...
And it's Addison Rae as well.
Wait, is it Addison Rae or Tate McRae?
Oh... I think it was Tate... Did I say Addison Rae?
Yeah.
It was Tate McRae.
Yeah, you need some medicine to make you feel better.
Yeah, if it was Addison Rae, fine, log in.
Yeah.
Log in and lock on.
Yeah, I mean... You ask silly questions, you get silly answers. Love you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sending in a message. It did make me laugh. But don't do psychedelics for a whole weekend.
You sausage.
That's not good.
You little sausage.
And if that makes you a cis woman, if that's cis woman behaviour, then write us another message and say why, because I'll be intrigued. But thank you for your message.
Thank you. Agony Aunt incoming. 22, silly little queer girl obsessed with you both. Oh, obsessed with you too. Love you. Hey Sarah, I broke up with my long-term ex-boyfriend just over 2 years ago. Now, ever since I have had literally the worst dating life known to man ever since. I'm talking, being ghosted, stood up, pied off. One time a guy left a necklace at the house of a guy I was shagging, and then I went to pick it up. He chucked it down the stairs at me. My friends say they've never seen anyone with as bad luck as me, and as a result, it's starting to really affect my self-esteem. When I'm seeing someone for a day, I feel it will go south. How do I stop this from happening? Do I need to try a new dating app? Lol. Good field promo there. Shout out. Or do I need to just accept that I'm not going to find a perfect little someone to see in my stupid uni town?
Oh my
Love you
God,
both
no,
so
no.
much, divas. P.S. If it's not insanely wanky, I just want to shout out my best friend Illy. That made me feel emotional. I know, that made me feel really emotional.
No one's ever done a shout out before.
I want to shout out my best friend Innie. She got me into this podcast. Now it's my weekly highlight. Love you, girl. Innie! Oh, Innie! I don't know if we'll say your mates.
Oh, yeah.
Should we say their name? Well, no.
No, let's not.
But you know who you are.
Yeah.
Innie.
Oh, that really
made me feel emotional. That was so nice,
and
Innie.
You write really well.
Yeah, you actually do. That's really beautiful. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't accept.
Don't accept. Yeah, because also you can't just stop because you, like, fair dues, you've been dealt a shit hand with men, but some of us have. Do you know what I mean? And that's the hard thing.
Yeah. My mind immediately went to, you need to change the recruitment process.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of maybe get a friend of a friend set up. We need to, get into our networks and think like, yo guys, anyone got a date to set me up on? So there's some accountability, because the thing about dating apps, unfortunately, is that there's no fucking accountability. As you know, people just ghost you. Whereas if you kind of go through a network, or like maybe, did she say she was at uni?
Yeah. They're at a uni town.
Join a society.
Yeah, oh my God. You thought about basketball, girl? Thought about basketball?
Crochet.
Hello. Crochet, throw shade.
Yeah.
Girl.
Anyway, get out there in real life and maybe get off the apps for a bit. Or, I was going to say, like, do more assessment of chatting to someone.
Yeah, go on a date first. You don't have to, like, do you know what I mean? If you don't like them, just leave.
That's true.
That's what dating is.
That's true.
Like,
I meant more like text them more before you go on the date, but that can be
sometimes ruins it.
It can be like you get past a texting point and it's like, oh no.
Just remember that you're there for you. You're not there for them. And like, I think women particularly get taught that you need to dance for men and like stick at things. And actually, sometimes you actually just have the personality. And if you don't have personality or he's been a bit mean, girl, just leave.
Take the power back.
And you know what I'm going to say now. What should she read?
All About Love.
And
no. Women Who Love Too Much.
Period.
Fucking hell.
It's good, isn't it? I like how you know
I should
that.
be able to say that off the fucking...
But read that book and that'll change dating for you.
I could be getting waterboarded in like an interrogation.
Do we want to carry on or what are we saying?
What's the time?
It's 12:45.
Let's do one or two more.
Okay. Oh my God.
You select one. I'm just going to write these bits to cut.
I fucked my friend's ex-boyfriend last year and now he's been suggesting maybe we go again
Run it back.
Yeah.
Repeat.
Babe,
Michael Jordan coming back from retirement.
Let him go. There's a lot of men in the world you don't want to be fucking your man's ex.
Mm-hmm.
Your best mate's ex, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
Let that one go.
Yeah. Unless he's
laying still. Did I ever tell you two of my first two boyfriends,
Let her
I got
go.
with then, and they got together after, and then they stayed together like 3 years. I was like, what are you talking about? How tight my pussy is.
Wait, this isn't the one...
No, that was when I was young. That was when I was like 16.
Fucking hell.
Younger, because one of them was 18. He was older than me, and I like fucked him at like 14. And then he got with this guy who's younger than me, because we're in the same year.
How did that make you feel?
Weird, because then they became like this Instagram couple. It was really weird.
That's tough.
But now one works at Superdry and one just lives with this older man.
It's tough enough.
So who's a real woman? I mean, winner, but also... but also woman.
It's tough enough. Am I tough enough? Hell yes, I'm tough enough.
Also, there's no shade of working with at Superdry. I used to work at Matalan. I'm just saying he still works at the Superdry in which he's always worked since he was 18.
Superdry is tough.
No offense, Ben.
Superdry is tough.
But yeah, when they were together, they used to just like post like things about each other.
I was going to say it's tough enough having that happen. It makes it doubly hard when it's all over Instagram. And it's like...
Yeah. They were awful. I remember, God, they were dreadful. That was really dreadful.
Working at Matalan.
He was before that. I was like 15, I was at school. And I was dating like this 18-year-old. He'd come round. Dreadful.
God.
And then Morgan, oh God, no. Just like, do you know your first sexual experience?
God.
Yeah.
How many ex-lovers can Sue name?
Yeah. Keep it in. They won't listen to this.
Ding.
Ding. Morgan, Ben, Kieran. Morgan, Ben, Kieran, Shibby. Shibby listens to this though. Shibby followed me the other day.
Oh.
Fuck you, Shibby.
Oh.
You broke my heart when I was working at Argos and I had to listen to Sanabo say in the back room, and then you got with your boyfriend who he's still with now. So granted, that was very sweet. He said I was tight though.
Silver linings. Just did a U-turn when he said that.
Yeah. He said that and he said, so I don't want it. Yeah. He said that's gross. I need someone ran through. And you know what?
What was the question? Should I fuck
my friend's ex?
I mean, the general consensus on this question is usually no, because
you shouldn't do that.
You should respect your friends. But there are a few cases in which it can work. I'm going to assume your friend isn't that chill with it, but they might be if they're an amazing person. Or maybe, what if they don't care about this friendship? What if they're growing apart from this friend and they're actually like, the ex-boy.
That boy is mine.
That girl is poison. The best thing in the world.
Ooh, that was nice. Do you want one more?
So yeah, the answer is probably no, but
don't do it.
Maybe do it.
There's two different questions. One's about Azealia Banks, one's about compost. Pick one and then we'll do the other one next week.
Okay. Well, I'm obviously going to do Azealia Banks.
Okay. 26, he, him, fag with hemorrhoids. Thoughts on Azealia Banks moving to Sweden?
Has she?
That's fierce.
So I can tell you, I have industry insider knowledge as to why that might have happened.
Why?
Because the record label I used to work at, we were, I'm going to say this anyway, we were talking to a guy called Cornel Kovacs, who she brought out as her DJ on her tour of Europe. And is this brilliant, like, fun pop, weird house music producer who she's obsessed with. And I have no information on this, but I'm going to guess that maybe it's something to do with that, because I know that they were making music together.
She also, that photo with Robin in the bar, 'cause she was tweeting Robin, like, come meet me, and then there's a photo of them together and they met.
Really?
That would fucking eat.
Well, it's quite exciting.
Robin featuring Azealia Banks.
Yeah.
Or Azealia Banks featuring Robin. Are you kidding?
It's a really cool move. I don't know how Azealia Banks adjusts to Swedish culture, like, outside of music, but musically,
I think she's fierce.
Very, very excited.
I love her so much.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Sweden and like all the Nordic countries have actually, I don't want to speak for Sweden, but Denmark definitely has one of the lowest immigrant populations of anywhere in Europe. Yeah, it's like incredibly white. It's like Denmark and like most Nordic countries unanimously like great welfare system, amazing culture, like great work-life balance. Everyone's quite happy, beautiful scenery. The one thing they have a little bit weird is racism and like an immigrant population.
Hopefully she's okay.
So not to massively generalize the country of Sweden, but I know you have had some race problems in the past. But musically,
we love.
Is she gonna start singing more? I mean, not start, but like, is she gonna sing more?
That'd be amazing.
Is she gonna be collabing with Swedish House Mafia?
Hello, Robina,
our favorite young lean,
Sigrid,
Blade,
yeah,
Echo 2K,
Sanabose,
Year 0001. We're just going bar for bar in Sweden right now.
We could go M for M.
DJ Susie, Becky and the Birds.
Oh, Girl in Red.
Girl in Red's from Sweden.
Don't know. It feels right, but probably not. She's probably German.
So I think the conclusion is we're very excited.
Just very excited.
Thanks for letting us know. Well, I didn't know. Did you know?
No. Roix up.
This could be my monument.
And that is, someone tweeted, monument is the time it takes from you to get to monument to the other stop because it's so fucking long. That's 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
I had to recreate monument for my A-level music tech production coursework.
What'd you get?
A star.
Period.
I got 100% in the listening exam in music tech. And I got an A star.
My man's a listener. No.
I went private, innit? I went private.
Yeah,
so I went private.
So we just paid it off. Right, bye then.
Bye, love you.
Love you. Mwah.